Greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gordon and welcome to the channel. Okay, today the main topic that we are going to talk about is how divorced family is going to affect children. Malaysia, for example, has a very high divorce rate. The average of divorce cases based on statistics reach up to 20% per year. Children from broken homes are worse off than those who grow up in intact families. Children whose family have divorced are more likely to avoid school and generally perform poorly in school. Some parents understood this and would stay together as an obligation on their part until the children were older. However, there are cases of self-fulfillment and personal happiness that has replaced the ethic of self-sacrifice and concern for the best interests of one's children. Many divorced parents put their own desire and needs ahead of those of the children, and then rationalize their actions by claiming that children will be better off if their parents are happy. Let us have a short story as an example. When Janice was 8 years of age, her parents divorced and her mother left to Singapore. Janice stayed with her single-parent father. Life was miserable as Janice was very attached to her mother since young. Her mother will visit her every few months and would take her to Singapore during school holidays. She would take Janice out to eat, play, and buy her beautiful dresses and anything she wanted. She would often paint a bad picture on the fathers in front of Janice. Back home, when Janice was with her father, who was struggling with his job and looking after her, Janice would miss her mother more. She would object to her father and reject him. Her father blamed the mother, who focuses on fun and took no responsibility for Janice's upbringing. To make ends meet, Janice's father had to work from morning to night. Janice was left alone at home after school, eating instant noodles and watching TV. She felt lazy, found it hard to study, and her schoolwork suffered. Her grandpa and grandma, who lived out of town, noticed her situation and invited Janice to visit and stay over during the weekends. They listened to Janice, encouraged her, and helped her with schoolwork. Janice spent more and more time with her grandparents. A few years later, when Janice finally finished her school, she attributed her well-being to her grandparents. You see, when a marriage breaks up, the husband and wife are not only the parties whose lives are thrown apart, the children will also be caught in the turmoil and have a tough time making sense of the situations and coming to terms with the fact that the two people whom they love most and who are supposed to love them most cannot live under the same roof ever again. Studies have shown children cope better when the death of one parent rather than a divorce. When parents get divorced, most children develop tendency to blame themselves. They feel they have been too naughty, and as a result, their parents are constantly fighting. They feel they are the one responsible for driving their parents apart. Young children who experience parental divorce display higher rates of early sexual activities and adolescent parenthood. Some will experience other lasting difficulties such as low educational attainment, troubled relationship, and unsatisfying parent-child relationship. Children need the support of the family. They need the family to give them motivations and love in order to learn and develop. When children lack a satisfactory supportive family like Janice, they find compensation in extended family or other special adults. Janice was a lucky one to have her grandparents around to guide her. In another hand, we goes to another story, which is more of an unfortunate story. A story of Lovisa. When Lovisa's parents were separated, she was only 5 years of age. Lovisa's father left the family for another woman and never returned, leaving Lovisa's mother with 2 other siblings, being an uneducated single parent and having to look after 3 children. Lovisa's mother found it hard to make ends meet. she fell in love with another man, but he was not willing to look after her 3 children. She was forced to leave the children in a welfare institution run by a charity organization. Lovisa and her 2 brothers were brought up in the home with about 80 other children from broken families and never saw their parents again. The 3 children never did well in their schoolwork and they failed their public examination, eventually drop off school. So husbands and wives out there who are considering a divorce, think twice. Don't destroy your child's future. That is all today. Thank you for watching, or I would say listening, and I'm going to see you in the next video.